Hello, it's me Namit Paurel. I am discussing about the cybersecurity trends in software engineering. We are three in a group: Achut Luitel, Santosh Maharjan, and me myself. An introduction to the cybersecurity trends in software engineering. Various authorities discuss the increasing importance of cybersecurity in the light of the growing frequency, complexity, and severity of the cyber attack. They also introduced some promising approaches for enhancing the accuracy and effectiveness of cyber
My
security.
name is Santosh Mahajan. Now I am going to talk about my literature review. With the rise of cyber threat, it has become necessary to implement cyber security measures at every level. Various research papers have explored different techniques and tools that can be used to enhance software security. Also, cyber security as an academic discipline. Comprehensive review study of cyber attack and cyber security. Recent trends and challenges with application of cyber physical system and Internet of Things. The literature review of published research journals reveals that cybersecurity threats are constantly evolving and becoming more sophisticated day by day. This research paper used different methodologies including case studies, experiment, and literature review to explore cybersecurity trends in software engineering.
Hello, my name is Achyut Little and I will be presenting the topic starting from methodologies. Methodology refers to the approach or method that is used by the researchers to conduct their study. So in context of our topic cybersecurity trends in software engineering, various methodologies has been used as we have tried to look at three different research journals. So the first one is empirical studies. In empirical studies, the researchers would study how effective different security measures are, and they will also try to identify the weakness in the software system. The next one is case studies. So in case studies, researchers will look at the real life situation to identify the cybersecurity threats and weakness in the software system. In experiments, researchers would test different security protocols to see how effective they are against the different cybersecurity threats. The next one is surveys. In survey, the researchers would collect different data from the software developers, from the users to learn about their attitudes and behaviors toward the cybersecurity. So surveys are all about collecting the data. The last one is literature review. So in literature review, the researchers will look at the existing research and try to propose a new direction for the future research on that given topic. So what were the research findings? I will try to list it out in the point form very quickly. Secure software development practices are becoming increasingly important. There is a growing emphasis on integrating security into the software development lifecycle. Training and awareness programs for software developers are very crucial. DevSecOps, which stands for Development Security and Operations, which integrates security into the DevOps process, is on the rise. The adoption of cloud-based software platforms present unique security challenges, and privacy and data protection are becoming increasingly important. Critical analysis and discussion. So the critical analysis provides the thorough evaluation of the research works and tries to evaluate the strength and weakness of the work that is done. I have chosen the topic a comprehensive study guide, um, a comprehensive review study of cyber attacks and cyber security, and rest of my two other members have chosen their own topic so that we have tried to understand the gap between the research journals and try to provide a critical analysis as well. So for my topic, I found the strength of my topic where uh, the research paper that I chose talked about the different cyber attacks and challenges that were faced by the cybersecurity professionals. It also analyzed different types of cyber attacks such as cybercrime, malware, phishing, ransomware, and denial of service of attacks. So for the weakness, I found one of the limitation that it didn't talk about. It only focused about the technical aspects of the cybersecurity and didn't try to discuss about the prevention of the cybersecurity in the first place, such as use of secure SDLC and effective cybersecurity approaches. Uh, Another weakness that I found is the case studies that were not discussed in the research journal that I studied. And another one is that emerging cybersecurity threats were not discussed as well. So these were the weaknesses. So this is an individual member research for the weakness mitigation that we saw in our research paper that we studied. So in my case, secure development lifecycle and all of the things such as case studies and relevant examples were missing, which I have addressed in this slide. But I would try to be very superficial in this because I only have 3 minutes of out of 10 minutes, and I need to allocate the rest of the minutes for my team members. So this includes secure development lifecycle. Why is secure development lifecycle important? as we know it is used to produce high quality software development at minimal cost. So this will define how secure SDLC would work. This will give the requirements, design, development, testing, deployment, and maintaining. So these are all the discussions. So the next topic is incorporating cybersecurity into SDLC. So what would be required? Secure coding, threat modeling, security testing, code reviews, compliance, and secure deployment. Next is emerging future cybersecurity threats, which are deepfakes, ransomware attacks that are on the rise, 5G security. 5G security are also on the rise, quantum computing and cybersecurity, which will be on the future, and it will also pose a security threat. Social engineering attacks are being happening in the digital communication tools, so this would address that. So the next one is effective cybersecurity measures. This would include adapting secure coding practices, keeping software up to date, implementing multi-factor authentication, using encryption, implementing access control, regularly testing and auditing system, training employees in the cybersecurity. So these are some of the examples of the companies that are implementing effective cybersecurity measures, such as Microsoft, Adobe, Google, and so on. So these are the case studies which are for the attack that happened in the multinational companies such as Dropbox. Like in for Dropbox, phishing email caused the attacker to gain access of 17 GitHub accounts, and the privacy of 700 million users were compromised. So the tips to reduce the attacks are also mentioned here as well, like use of we should always check for legitimate email when receiving email. We should not click on suspicious links and so on. So another one is Amazon Web Service attack. There was also because of the DDoS attack, and it was out of service for 8 hours. So here the tips to reduce those attacks are the use of firewall, operating network, monitoring software, keeping software up to date. And the next one is Uber attack. So this happened in 2016 because of the fault of the company of not being able to secure the user privacy. So
I'm going to present about the critical analysis and discussion. The critical analysis and discussion in the research paper provide through evaluation and highlight the strengths and weaknesses of the method and compare the existing approach. The analysis also discuss the potential application and limitation of the proposed method. I have researched about the critical analysis on recent trends and challenges with application of cyber physical system and Internet of Things. Strengths of recent trends and challenges with application of cyber physical system and Internet of Things. Timely and relevant topic. In-depth exploration. Supported argument. Weaknesses of recent trends and challenges with application of cyber physical system and Internet of Things are limited scope, lack of empirical research, lack of alternative perspective. In this research, I have identified the various gaps. First one is compliance and regulation. This includes General Data Protection Regulation, California Consumer Privacy Act, New York State Department of Financial Services, Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, and the second one is Cyber Security Tools and Technologies. This includes Statute Application Security Testing, Dynamic Application Security Testing, Security Information and Event Management, and the last one is Future of Cybersecurity in Software Engineering. This included trends that will impact the future of cybersecurity, cybercrime as a service, malware automation, polyphonic malware, third-party risks, the human element, increasing security threat, crypto and NFT scam, adopt zero trust principles, improve response capabilities, and the references is here. Thank you.
Critical analysis and discussions. Okay, the critical analysis and the discussion in the research paper provide thorough evaluations and highlight the strengths and weakness of the method and compare the existing approach. The analysis also discuss the potential applications and limitations of the proposal methods. Moreover, the studies highlight the opportunity and the challenges present by the emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchains, which can enhance the security of software systems, also introduce new systems to tackle vulnerability and threats. It is relevant and timely topic. In the current digital age, cybersecurity is a problem that is being more and more critical and analysis. The studies paper offer a thorough examinations of the difficulty and possibilities. Action time. To address the possibility and problems found in the analysis, the reports finish with the actions items. And the weakness of my research papers is restricted scopes. The study does not explore more general cybersecurity related concerns, instead concentrating on the opportunity and limits of the cybersecurity as an academic disciplines. And also because the authors of the reports have stake in the advancing cybersecurity as a field of study, there may be bias in their analysis and suggestion. To fulfill such gap, I am doing more research based on cyber strengths in software engineering. Now, to fulfilling or addressing the gap based on my research papers, I have done research on introduction to the cybersecurity, why cybersecurity is important, impact of cybersecurity on software engineering. As we know, an impact of cybersecurity in software engineering is much interesting, and key component of the software engineering is cybersecurity. Best practice for cybersecurity in software engineering is to limit user privilege and lower the possibility of unwanted access by the implementing access restrictions. Cyber's trend in software engineering is to remain ahead of cyber dangers and defense against the prospective assault. It crucial to keep up with the most recent trend. Cloud securities, DevOps top processings. As we know, the mobile security, securities, IoT security, Intel defends this gadget from the online danger as well as the data gathers. Strong password, encryptions, regular software updates, and the limit access to the IoT device are all the examples of the best practice. Industry trades in the cybersecurity for the software engineering. AI and machine learning of the threat detections. In order to find the threats and anomalies that might point to the cybersecurity attacks, this system scans enormous amounts of the data. Blockchain technology for the securing the data storage. It can be used to protect the sensitive data against the cyber attacks, such as financial transactions or the personal informations. Cloud-based security solutions. To protect against cyber attacks, suppliers must, however, have the strong security measures in the place. Vulnerability, risks, and threats. Malware attacks. Attacks by malware, phishing attacks. Phishing attacks frequently go for the high-value target like CEOs or staff member or with access to the privileged informations. Of crucial components of the software engineering is cybersecurity. Some of the biggest dangers to software engineering are malware assurance, social engineering attacks, blockchain technology, cloud-based security systems, AI, and so machine learning are the developing themes of the cybersecurity for the software engineering. As you know, the cybersecurity is the crucial for safeguard against the cyber threat, preserving business continuities and the security sensitivity data. Software engineering may create efficient cybersecurity strengths to defense against these dangers by analyzing the important threats such as malware assault, social engineering attacks, and phishing attacks, and other topics and others research topics are chosen by my group members, and they find out some gaps on the topics on that